This is the Barbados Today afternoon news for Monday, October 30th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. Cybercrime is now a Tier 1 threat to Barbados. The revelation this morning from Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite as he addressed the opening of the first annual conference of the Department of Public Prosecutions. Brathwaite told the audience that the crime situation has changed significantly over the past 4 years.
In 2013, the CARICOM adopted the crime security agenda, and cybercrime and transnational organized crime wasn't seen as a Tier 1 threat to us as a region. I dare say, however, that in 2017 or 2018, when we revise our crime security agenda, we will have, without doubt, to bring cybercrime and transnational organized crime, look at them as Tier 1 threats, given what has been happening was transferred across the region over the last couple of years. So in that regard, it is good to have initiatives like this. So Marcel is very right.
Brathwaite said new telecommunications legislation will also be introduced to tackle the threats of cybercrime and cybersecurity, and it will cover computer misuse and deception. The Attorney General added that the Copyright Act will also be reviewed with regards to Cyber Justice Network. And the Chief Justice, Sir Marston Gibson, also raised concern about the threat of cybercrime. He believes that one way of protecting the island is to ensure that computers are secure. In other news this afternoon, the United Progressive Party's David Gill says he is confident that the party will be part of Parliament after the next election. The St. Michael's South Central candidate made the bold prediction at the launch of their caretaker in St. John, Hudson Griffith, at Edgecliff last night. He says the climate is right for political change. Gill compared the current situation to when former Prime Minister Errol Barrow broke ranks with the Barbados Labour Party to form the Democratic Labour Party in the 1960s.
And in 1961, this Barbados, when Errol Barrow won, Barrow didn't have a full slate of candidates. He didn't. But he won the government. It was a new way of thinking, revolutionary, just like the UPP. They had the older heads and they had the younger heads. They had independents. They had bees. And ladies and gentlemen, they all shared the parliament. So if, how many years that would be now? Now 56 years after, we have gone full circle. And Barbados is ready for what was seen back then. No Peter Wickham, no George Bell can come and tell the Barbados people how to vote.
Meanwhile, Griffith announced plans to strengthen the transport sector to stop the financial hemorrhage. He says this would include incentives to encourage more efficient service to the public. The party's plan also calls for the introduction of payment by card or a token system.
But a token or a card system where commuters will now purchase the tokens or cards, submit them to the bus conductor or driver. The driver or conductor will issue a number ticket to the commuter. At the end of the week or the end of a period, the owner of the vehicle will submit the token or card or invoice or suitable instrument to the transport board, and they will then be paid for the amount submitted. The thinking behind this, ladies and gentlemen, is before we can fix the transport system, we need to understand the money that's passing through the transport system. So the system we are proposing will, one, take money off the bus, which is going to improve security for the bus. Two, is going to force the transport sector to become more orderly because you will now be redeeming money as opposed to just having cash floating around on the bus system. And three, start to prepare the transport board for its transformation to effectively fulfill its transport needs of this island.
Education Minister Ronald Jones is dismissing as fake a promise by the opposition Barbados Labour Party to repeal the National Social Responsibility Levy and restore free education at the University of the West Indies for nationals. and he told the Democratic Labour Party's meeting in Christchurch yesterday that the BLP's promises have no basis in reality.
And the promises have started to roll from their mouths. Everything is to be rolled back. And Steve Deppard actually and NSRL, we're going to give back all the money to the University of the West Indies. But they really have no knowledge of what really the University of the West Indies asks for every year. There's a difference between what they ask for and what they get. In fact, the figure is closer to 200 million that they ask for. But because of the structure and the involvement of governments, the government of Barbados, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, the government of Jamaica, those governments who carry the land campuses, and rotating governments across the OECS that deal principally with the open campus, whittle down those demands to reasonable demands. Now, I'm not saying that we do not need University of the West Indies in the Caribbean or any other university, because our people need to be educated to its highest possible level to impact on the development of our country. But it is not an easy exercise.
Police are seeking the public's assistance in locating missing man Ryan Leach of Dunscombe, St. Thomas. The 27-year-old, who is formerly of Port House, St. John, was last seen by his girlfriend around 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Leach is 5 feet 10 inches tall, dark with an oval face, a low haircut and a vertical scar through the right eyebrow. He has tattoos of the cartoon characters Tweety Bird, Sylvester and Spider-Man on his left arm. Leach is known to frequent the blocks at Four Roads, St. John and Jackson, St. Michael. Anyone with information relating to the whereabouts of Ryan Leach is asked to contact the District D Police Station at 419-1729 or 419-1726. You could also call the police emergency number 211 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477 or the nearest police station. Sports now. West Indies cricketer Chris Gayle has won a defamation case against an Australian publisher over articles that said he exposed himself to a female massage therapist. A jury in Sydney ruled today that the claims by Fairfax Media were not true. Massage therapist Leanne Russell told the hearing that Gayle exposed himself to her in Sydney in 2015, but Gayle argued that the incident did not happen.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Join us from November 16th to 19th, 2017 for the Barbados Food and Rum Festival, where acclaimed Barbadian chefs and mixologists are joined by Chef Jean-Georges of the US, Chef Tom Akins of the UK, Chef Chris De La Rosa of Canada to create dining experiences to delight the senses. Visit ticketpal.com and all TicketPal locations to get your tickets, and visit foodandrum.com for more information.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. And Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit this morning reported successful talks with European leaders and aid donors on a recent trip to Brussels. Skerrit said there is a strong commitment by the international community to help rebuild the island, which was battered by Hurricane Maria last month. The Prime Minister said he will provide details of the trip during his Independence Day address on Friday. And further afield, the former campaign manager for U.S. President Donald Trump, Paul Manafort, was today indicted on charges of money laundering and conspiracy against the United States. It is the most serious step to date in a special counsel investigation into Russian links with Trump's White House campaign. Manafort arrived at the FBI's Washington field office this morning to turn himself in after being indicted by a federal grand jury. His associate, Rick Gates, was also indicted and is due to surrender. That's news this afternoon. Remember, you can also find more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marikla Williams. Good afternoon.